Welcome back, everyone. Sheepdog Smokey here, and from Senator Blackburn, every town is a border town until we secure the southern border, and she's absolutely right. You see, while her colleague from Tennessee in the House, Steve Cohen, is putting a statue of a chicken on a table and eating KFC in House chambers while demanding that the Attorney General break the law or be jailed for not breaking the law, Senator Blackburn, along with Senator Graham and others, realize that we have a crisis at the border. We need, for ourselves and for them, to fix it. Okay? As long as, and she brings this up, as long as children are recycled to pose with adults they are not related to as a family unit, so those adults can get across the border, we're not going to solve anything. We're going to make things worse. And this is what Pelosi and other Democrats have attacked in recent days and weeks. Pardon me. The push for a merit-based immigration system. A merit-based immigration system is very simple. If you have a skill that a certain industry needs, you are ahead of others who don't in line. If you speak English, you're ahead of those who don't. What they won't admit is that many countries have this. In fact, we're, I believe, one of a very small minority, if not the only one, who doesn't. Look at Canada, where we actually did have a few of the high visibility liberals try to leave the country in 2016 and 17, and they were told no, because they did not bring anything of value to Canadian society. You see, to move to Canada permanently, you either have to be unbearably rich so that you can start a business Canada needs, have a skill and existing business needs, and you must speak their language. You also are not allowed to just walk in and say, I'm staying. Australia, aside from giving you basic medical care, food, and water, if you show up unannounced, you're sent back out to sea on a boat. And yes, I hear people already saying, well, Australia's an island. You can't use them. Yes, you can. Because we know people have built makeshift boats to get from Cuba to Florida for decades. What's to stop someone who has an actual boat from just showing up at a port in Australia and acting sick, or maybe they will be, and then just saying, well, I need to stay here? And Australia tells them no. Despite the refugee crisis, Europe has the same policies for their immigration, where you must be able to prove you're going to provide a service of value to the country. And Senator Blackburn is starting to, well, she's just another one here that is actually saying it now. I've not agreed with much Senator Blackburn has said, but I've not watched her as closely as I've watched my own senators and my own representatives, because Senator Blackburn, while she is a federal official, while she is a member of the Senate, ultimately she does not represent me. She represents the people of Tennessee. And we need more and more for this to happen. You know, I've not talked about this in a while, but I am part of a group. It's in the description of every video I post. I'm part of a group pushing for an Article 5 Convention of States. Now, those of you who've not heard it said that way may have heard it said as a constitutional convention. It's actually a misnomer. It is an Article 5 Convention of States. It's one of two ways to amend the Constitution. One being 2/3 of both houses of Congress pass an amendment. Of course, that is just 66 senators. But of the 435, you would need 290 members of the House. So that's not going to happen. You're not going to get 290 members of the House or 66 people in the Senate to vote the same way. You could have a vote that specifically says we are voting on a resolution to condemn murder. and you'd still be split on party lines because rhinos would side with Democrats if GOP introduced it, and Democrats and rhinos would side against it or would side together, but all the rest. It's crap, I know. It's a broken system. But there's another way. 2/3 of the states, that being 34 states, can call for an Article 5 convention. And then if 3/4 of the states ratify any amendment passed either in Congress or in the convention, then that becomes an amendment to the Constitution. We have people like Senator Blackburn, like Lindsey Graham, and others who are doing good work. I've mentioned it before. I stumped for Louis Gohmert and Tyler in 2004, and I met him, and he's a good man. But he's now been there 15 years. And 15 years in the DC swamp, it's either going to start pulling you under or it's just going to destroy your soul. So we need something. And now the Convention of States Project has three goals. One, defend the Constitution, which, despite it not going to be written this way, the point of that is, what do the words on that paper say? That's what they mean. So no more of this, well, arms means musket, but speech can mean Twitter or Facebook or me standing on a corner or dancing around naked in a flower patch. No, none of that. It says speech. It says arms. That's what it means. It's very sad we need it, but we do. 2, fiscal responsibility. The way I would like to see that written is any member of Congress who operates in the red for a full fiscal year and does not bring it back, as of the next election, you're out. You're not eligible for re-election ever again at any level in any federal position. And then term limits with no grandfather clause. House, X number of years. Senate, X number of years or terms. Currently, what people don't know is that the president is limited to 10 years in office, not 2 terms. They may be elected twice and serve no more than 10 years. This is what ultimately the plan was with JFK and LBJ. See, JFK was assassinated in 1963. He was elected in 1960. And he was assassinated after the 2-year anniversary of his inauguration. So 1963 rolls around, LBJ gets elected. LBJ gets put into office. Then in 1964, LBJ gets reelected again in 66. LBJ served more than 2 terms, but he was only elected twice. We need something along the same lines. Senator Blackburn, Senator Cruz, Congressman Graham, Congressman Gohmert, they are doing good work in Congress, but there comes a time to say, you've done your job. You've run your race. Your time is over. Time for you to rest. Go home. I would like to see things put in place that address other things, but that's a conversation for another time. But let me know what you think on Senator Blackburn. I've talked about it long enough. I've actually gotten wildly off topic, but let me know what you think. Do you agree with her that every town is a border town, every state is a border state until we secure the border? Make sure to let me know in the comments. Just remember to keep it civil. We do not learn from argument, we learn from debate. As always, also please remember to like and share this video, as well as to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you're among the first to know of all new content as it is posted. Until next time, everyone have a wonderful day.